Hello, everybody, and welcome to our podcast series dedicated to federal employees' benefit and retirement planning. My co-host is Larry Spoth. He's located in Northern Virginia and focuses on federal employees. And so, Larry, thank you for joining me and co-hosting this channel. We're excited about it.
Thank you, Jeff. It's a pleasure. I'm excited to be on it and bring hopefully a lot of value to everybody listening out there that is a federal employee and, you know, how to structure that retirement and start that planning process.
So this session is the introduction. So let's give a little background on your practice, you know, how long you've been in business, some of your philosophy, and then we're going to give an overview and then tee up some of the sessions coming up.
Yeah, sure. Great. So we really got involved in, I'll say, the financial side of the world all the way back through 2007, roughly. And, you know, even back then we had a mortgage company that serviced Northern Virginia, Maryland, and DC, and that was great. And we did some index products and insurance and different things back then, but that whole business grew into larger business here. We no longer are in the mortgage industry, but we focus entirely on investment, how to invest and grow our monies and roll into retirement. And when we get to retirement, how do we structure that whole thing? You know, most federal employees these days, of course, have the Federal Employee Retirement System, FERS. Some people are still in the CSRS program, and we're trying to figure out if you get Social Security, when to take it, what does our retirement look like all the way through age 95? Do we need life insurance? You know, all of these different things, as a firm, that's what we focus on and really is our passion. So, Jeff, I'd say most of our clients are probably over the age 55. There's some exceptions. Of course, the sweet spot is that golden age of 59 and a half, where IRS steps out of the way and we can start looking at, hey, how can we best structure, you know, this TSP plan for that person who's planning on retiring. Maybe they're going to plan right now or to retire right now. Maybe they're 6 years or 8 years away. How do we put it all together? And so everybody is different, of course. We all know that. Everybody has different goals. But as a firm, as a financial planning firm with that fiduciary responsibility that we have to act as, that's what we bring to our federal employees and really help them to think and structure properly to move into that retirement phase. So I hope that makes a little bit of sense, but that's pretty much where we are as a retirement or investment advisory firm.
So your philosophy is putting it all together.
Yeah, putting it all together. It's complicated. I'll give you an example. Some people, let's say somebody had a military background and maybe they've got some pension, some IRA money over there, and they're gonna maybe get some disability tax-free. And then maybe they've gone and worked for the government and now they've built out a TSP as well. Every single person is different. Some people have IRAs and Roths on the outside or non-qualified accounts, but how do you put it all together and build a legitimate retirement plan, Jeff? Because when I say legitimate retirement planning, what I mean is a good firm, a good retirement plan is not just sticking somebody into a portfolio, crossing your fingers and hoping for the best and telling that person, have a nice day. No, it's putting together and bringing to the table all the different tools that are available to us in the financial world. That might be index products. It might be products with guarantees backed by an insurance company. It may be a market guard portfolio that we're so proud of to be able to offer on a private wealth platform. It may be all these different tools. And of course, everyone is different. Every single client we have is different and they all have different goals. So how to put it all together? So the tools are on the table. How do we utilize, you know, the right tool for the right job, and how do we balance all of that together to meet their goals. I mean, we work with TSP, it seems like every week. And again, everyone is different, but I think everybody that comes in, I like to say, at least that becomes a client, they're extraordinarily happy. And that's our goal, a secure retirement, right?
That's everybody's goal. And seems like it's getting more challenging every year, and this year is no exception. One of the questions that you and I talked about, part of your philosophy is verifying or testing the retirement plan. Can you give an overview? I know we're going to get into details in upcoming sessions, but can you give the audience an overview of, why that's important to your practice?
Sure. So, we heard the old, I think Reagan coined it, but test but verify, right? So let's say I was building out this retirement plan for you, Jeff, and we built out this plan and it looks pretty good. We're pretty happy with it. But let's say we think, Jeff might live to 95 or 100 years old. So what we want to do once we've built that plan is we want to test it in a great economy, an average economy, and a lousy economy. Look, we don't know what the next 10 years are going to look like. You don't know, and I don't know. So we're going to test that plan. Now, we're going to use tools like standard deviation and different things like that to figure out, okay, if this is a lousy economy for the next year, and I'm pulling, let's say, 4% of my assets for income, what does my ending value potentially look like when I reach 95? Have I spent down my account? Am I going to run out of money in old age? Or is there plenty of money there as a buffer, maybe for emergency needs, medical needs, who knows? But I want to have emergency money. I want to have a big buffer of money at the end. So the best way to try to project that out is testing it in a great economy, an average economy, and a lousy economy, because the numbers, they're not going to lie, Jeff. If I have a client and we look at it and they say, Larry, we're going to pull this much money for income, and when we test that, if it shows the income is going to run out, well, we're going to expose that. It may be bad news for those people trying to retire, but we have to put it on the table. People have to know the numbers. So we're going to test that whole retirement plan and see that and hopefully make it set up so it's very, very strong all the way through age 95. That's the goal. Test but verify, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I was just thinking as you were talking, we don't know the future. Who would have predicted 2020? Nobody.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so our firm's dealt with federal employees for quite a long time and helping educate and introducing them to professionals such as yourself. And what I've seen over the years, you mentioned 2007, we started in 2008, right when the real estate market collapsed. And there were so many people that we met, in 2009, 2010, just wishing they would have had somebody sit down with them and say, hey, you need to balance a little bit. Because it was not an outlier for people to lose 30% in their retirement. So if you're planning for a year and a half, 2, 3 years to retirement, you can't afford that. So, the verification process is important, and Larry and I are going to get into more of that. In fact, let's share with the audience our next episode, what we're going to be getting into.
Sure. So we're going to roll into, on the next episode, how to invest and grow while structuring retirement income. All right. So Jeff, we all know that we're young and we have our portfolios or our TSPs, and maybe we have some risk on the table more than maybe a normal person, but we're young. And retirement is way down the road, so we can take that risk. But when you hit, let's say, the magic age, 59 and a half, well, we want to take some of that risk off the table because we can't afford to lose 10, 20, 30% just before retirement. And I mean 2, 3, 4 years out, because oftentimes we're going to have a long run rate to get back to where we were. We don't want to lose that asset that we're going to create income from once we hit that, I like to use that golden age of 59 and a half. So there are tools out there, Jeff, that, for example, I like to tell people, look, you can actually get indexed returns with no market linked risk of loss. Now, those products are guaranteed by insurance companies, right? And so the claims paying ability of the insurance company will stand behind that product and allow you to get indexed returns that are decent for growth, but yet protect us on the downside. But how do we balance that out with a, let's say, for example, a market guard portfolio where you do have market risk, and try to create income that's going to last forever? You know, it's part of our whole program, I think I would say, Jeff, is really teaching. So when a client comes in or a prospective client comes in, we're going to teach them how these products work. And so when we build out the plan, they understand how and why we're using certain products to reach certain goals. And so the next episode, how to invest and grow while structuring retirement income, well, we're going to learn a little bit about sequence of returns while taking income. And I think people love that because they start to see not only the dangers that they're going to roll into in retirement, right? Market risk, but they're also going to see how to address those dangers and try to wipe them off the table if possible. And so we'll get into some more of that detail on our next podcast, but it's really neat and it's fun. And, you know, we're passionate about it. We love doing this. It's like putting together a jigsaw puzzle for each and every person. And that's what we do. That's what our firm focuses on.
Well, and I was just thinking as you were sharing, I think clarity and having a vision of expectations for the audience out there of, you know, a timeline and a goal and knowing what they need to do, and that they can have a peaceful retirement is critical, especially in this day and age. So we look forward to sharing these episodes with everybody. As we close out today, if somebody in the audience would like to get in touch with you, how would they do it?
Sure. So the easiest way is you can go to our website, retirementprotectionsolutions.com. There's a form field there. Feel free to fill that in. If you want to just shoot me an email, I'll give it out on the podcast. It's larry@yesretire.com. Shoot me an email. We'll give you a call. All of our planning sessions are free. Or you might see us on TV, Jeff. I'm on Channel 9 on the Sunday morning program. I'm on Channel 9, some of the evening news programs. Occasionally we're on Channel 8 or Channel 7 as the financial guy, right? Used to be a talk show radio host on WMAL. That was a lot of fun, but we're pretty much just focused on TV now. So a lot of different ways to get a hold of us. Again, maybe the easiest really is the website, retirementprotectionsolutions.com, or larry@yesretire.com. Either way, it works fine.
Okay, great. The audience can also check out fedchecklist.com, fedchecklist.com. Download a free retirement workbook and budget. You can also post questions and comments on there and mention the podcast, and we'll get those questions to Larry, and he and his team will help you out. So thanks, Larry. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Glad to be on.
So look for the next episode to be uploaded within a week. And we look forward to helping each of you understand your benefits in retirement in a very clear and vetted manner. So we'll be back shortly, and this concludes our session today. Thank you, everybody.